What's going on, everybody? I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully awesome.
That's right, Maggie. A positive place on the internet where, where we hang out and do all kinds of nerdy stuff. We watch TV and talk about movies and stuff.
Surf the internet.
Whoa!
The internet.
The what?
The internet.
Oh, are you making fun of me because I messed up the word internet? Thanks. So... we're back at it again. Smallville. Maggie, we've made it through 4 episodes.
I'm so
you can
sorry.
tell she's excited.
I'll snap out of it.
So yeah, how you feeling on Smallville, on our journey of Smallville so far?
This episode alone made me laugh a lot.
Yeah? I don't remember you laughing like a lot.
Well, oh my god, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's fun. It's a fun one. I need to stop messing with that. It's a fun one, for sure. It's, there's some interesting things. One of the first times this type of episode happens, spoiler alert, happens multiple times, as you can tell, because obviously Clark doesn't have every power that Superman has yet. What? Clark Superman? What?
No.
Yeah, so...
I thought it was about Batman.
You know, interesting story. Algo and Miles Miller actually wanted to make a show about Batman, about a young Bruce Wayne. But I think they were already starting work on Batman Begins. Maybe not. It probably wasn't Batman Begins, but like a version of Batman that would be showing his introduction and stuff. And it was going to be him at like a boarding school. So imagine like Gossip Girl, right?
Yeah.
And at one point...
never watched that.
Yeah, I didn't. I assume they're at boarding school. I have no idea. Just assume. They're probably not. The Vampire Diaries, the spinoff where they live in the house. Like the house is the only thing that comes back from Vampire Diaries. It's like Hanging with Mr. Cooper. How is a sequel to Growing Pains? Because it's the house. I digress. So it was gonna be Bruce Wayne hanging out at the school, and like in one episode, a reporter was going to be there from like another school. I don't know if he was a reporter. Maybe he was just like, I don't know, but it was underprivileged or something, right? Touring it, right? And it was going to be a young Clark Kent. And I guess it maybe going to be like a Harry Potter or something. Like there's going to be like mysteries.
Didn't they write a comic
throughout.
like that? Like where they were all in school together?
Yeah, but that would have been more, that one's more like teen fun stuff. This one would have been not like Riverdale, but it would have been closer in tone to, you know, something like that, as opposed to like a Veronica Mars, right? It probably wouldn't have been as funny.
Yeah.
And then the W was like, no. They're like, well, can we do Superman instead? They're like, we don't give a crap. Do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get.
Okay, bye.
And then, future spoiler, not really. They decided to give a crack at another DC hero in his beginnings, and it was Aquaman. Yeah, they were doing. It's gonna be called Mercy Reef. We actually, yeah,
Mercy Reef.
Reef. Yeah, because that's where it's like Smallville, like it's the name of the reef he grows up in. And the person they cast to play him, Justin Hartley, from This Is Us. And your favorite person in the world is in it. From Lala. Not Lala. Oh, what's her name? From Friday Night Lights. Not Lala. The other one that killed the man with crucifixorious. I love how I don't use any actual names of anything. You know? I can't think of her name. But you know the one I'm talking about. Her and Riggins were always hanging out.
Oh my god. I'm like...
Tyla.
See?
Was
this
it
is
Tyla?
bad. It's been so long since we watched it. I can't remember.
I think it was Tyla.
I'm looking it up.
It was Lila Garrity.
God, Lila.
Right?
Oh,
Do they really have a Tyla and a Lila?
No.
That doesn't sound right.
No,
but she was in it.
Friday, not.
She was in it. And it didn't get picked up. Oddly enough. But then
I wonder why.
I was going to go into another story about Aquaman being played by somebody else at some point.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Future spoilers.
We don't like Julie.
Her.
This one?
Yeah, next to
Tyra.
Tyra. I knew it was a Taya.
There's Vince Howard.
Who's Vince Howard? Oh, Michael B. Jordan? Dude, I don't call it... Listen, Michael B. Jordan, I learned his name, okay? He can be Creed. He can be anything else. Remember in Space Jam New Legacy when Michael B. Jordan showed up? They're like, Michael Jordan's here. He's like, hey.
No, it's like, Michael B. Jordan.
I'll be honest. I'm more hyped that it was Michael B. Jordan. That was amazing. For a movie that was fine. That was great. That was a great moment in it. Don Cheadle weirded me out, man. The whole movie is weird. I loved all of it, though. I'm a sucker for just throw all the IP in a blender and spit it out. This probably should have been in the Patreon pre-show. Because we're going way off the rails.
Yeah, it's like looking at the time, I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, I'll tell you what we're doing, Maggie. Right now, we're going back to Smallville. What a transition that was, right? That's how you ring it back in. I think I finished everything I was going to say about the Batman stuff.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Because we're in Smallville.
That's right. We went back. We got to go back. That'll be year 11 when we do Lost. All right. So we got a 15-year plan for these Rewatch podcasts. It's going back to Smallville. Then it's to Tree Hill. then you all, everybody, a Lost Rewatch podcast. All right. Smallville. First, before we get started, on this episode, we have some episode 3 corrections. So last
Time for some corrections.
2 corrections on the report today.
Baker's dozen.
You nailed it.
They're gonna sue us.
No, it's fine. All right. So last week, we miscredited the writer and director. Well, I think I caught the director in the moment, but the writers were also incorrect. So the writer I had listed was actually the directors from the previous episode.
Whoops.
Yeah, it was just all incorrect all the way around. So to clarify, last week the episode was written by Greg Walker, not Texas Ranger, and directed by Greg Beeman. So we got Greg Beeman right, but just wanted to go ahead and clarify for both of those. That was for last week's episode, which was Hothead. 25 years. I forgot about that. Bringing that back. All right. So Smallville season 1, episode 4, original air date, November 6th, 2001. Written by Mark Verheiden. Directed by James Frawley.
X-ray.
Synopsis. Clark begins to develop X-ray vision when he is thrown through a window by Lex Luthor, who has just robbed the local bank.
I'm sorry, I should be laughing.
Clark accidentally X-rays Lex's body and discovers a green glow around his skeleton as Lex is running away. When it turns out someone was impersonating him, Lex is cleared of all charges. After gaining control over his X-ray vision, Clark discovers that Tina Greer, played by Lizzie Kaplan, a young woman infected with meteor rock radiation, can morph into anyone she wants. He also learns that she robbed the bank when he X-rays her locker and sees the money from the bank. After a brief battle, Clark knocks Tina unconscious so the authorities can arrest her. Meanwhile, Lex hires Roger Nixon, played by Tom O'Brien, an inquisitor reporter, to find out how he survived driving his Porsche off a bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Smallville, episode 4, X-Ray. Maggie, what did you think of X-Ray?
Oh, whenever you said that at the beginning of the synopsis, Clark, is walking down the street, minding his own little business.
Well, now, hang on. We haven't dove into the
I want to
episode
dive
yet.
in.
I want an overall.
I want to go over the guts of it.
We're gonna get all up in them guts, okay? But I need to know your overall opinion of the episode. What did you think of X-Ray?
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Did you say it raised the bar? Or would you say it's your favorite so far? I believe last week you said Hothead is your favorite.
I liked Hothead pretty good.
So
but I think it's
say
because I knew
Hothead.
coaches like that.
That's true. That's true. This one was...
I knew male coaches that would get that mad.
Yeah.
And throw clipboards.
Oh yeah, that's
chairs.
par for the course. Yeah.
Not at
Who
students.
hasn't? You know, who hasn't punched a player in the gut? All right. But no.
God, thank God it goes
X-ray.
to that Christian school.
X-ray. First off, is does this count as one word? Because all the episode titles are one word. This is a hyphen.
Ray.
Yeah, it's got a hyphen. Does that count as one word?
That's why you was asking me that.
What? If
This-
X-ray is one word? Yeah. Because all the episodes are one word titles. So, I guess it counts, right?
Yeah, but I've also seen X-ray without the hyphen.
Well, Smallville spells it with the hyphen.
And they broke the rule.
I don't know. A hyphenated word like stepdaughter, that's one word. Father-in-law. I don't know why I'm going through relative things.
Quit.
But X isn't its own word. It's a short.
Is it?
It's a abbreviated word, right? Because that's not the name. An X-ray's scientific name is not X-ray. It's like X-ray. Right? You want to look it up?
I'll look it up.
Well, you look it up while I talk about Tina Greer, played by Lizzie Kaplan of Cloverfield fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Marlena. She blew up. Remember that? She gets bit. They're like, we got a bite. And then they take her in and she goes, and blows up behind the thing. It's like, man, I feel so bad for the camera guy. I can't think of what his name is. Hud. His name was Hud. And Hawk. Hawk was Robert's brother that dies on the bridge. Wears a Slusho shirt.
An X-ray, or much less commonly, X radiation.
There it
is
is.
a penetrating form of high energy electromagnetic radiation.
We don't need a definition, but so the whole word is X radiation.
Yeah.
No hyphen. It's spelled like EX radiation.
Uppercase X dash word radiation.
What? None of this is adding up at all.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
So what does the X stand
I feel
for?
like the scientists had an off day that day. They're like, let's not give it a Latin name like we give all the medical stuff. Let's just X dash radiation.
What if the guy,
X-ray for sure.
What if the guy that discovered radiation, if his name was Alexander Raymond, and so he was like, I'm gonna call this the X-ray after me.
No, it's William.
Man, can you just let me? Can you let me have this?
No,
okay,
I'll never let you have it.
I like Alexander Raymond. All right, he's my hero. He discovered X-rays.
Okay.
All right, so
Getting onto it.
So you would say this is like your second favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going down a lot of rabbit holes.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Here, let's get out of the rabbit hole. Let's start breaking down the episode, ladies and gentlemen of the court. Lex Luthor goes to a bank. He's got his backpack, his little knapsack, and he's like, "Listen here, buddy boy, I want to close out all my accounts." And they're like, "Huh?"
But you've been here for 12 years.
And he's like, "You listen here. I've not been here for 12 years. My dad has, and I ain't my dad. So you're going to give me all this money, and I want it in cash." Side note, would Luthor's accounts have more than what he leaves with? Which I guess he steals it. Right. Anyway, I'm getting ahead. All right. So, but still, you would think if he's going to close out his accounts in cash, Like, that's gonna be a lot of money.
I think that right there is a red flag.
Yeah. Rick Flag.
Stop.
So then the bank man is like, okay, well, tell you what, you know what? Why don't you sign this here withdrawal slip, and I'm gonna go
I'll take care of it for
get it taken care of. And so he goes back to the back and pulls out an old Dewey Decimal System. He's like, let's see, L-I through L-E won't be in there. Let's see, L-E, there it is. Oh, Luthor, that's not what he's like. So he comes back, he's like, I'm going to need to see some ID. Here's your first mistake, guy. All right, you ID first. That's the first step, all right? Here's your second mistake. Have you heard of a freaking computer? Like, I get that this is 2001, but still, you're going through old note cards like Martha's cooking recipe jar? Get out of here. Come on. We're talking about at least hundreds of thousands of dollars from the Luthors alone. Maybe make some investments in your stupid little bank. They deserve to be robbed. So then Lex is like, why do you need to see my ID? This is my face. Everybody knows who Lex Luthor is, what Lex Luthor looks like. He's like, it's a bank policy. And he's like, well, here's my policy. Bah, 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 bah. And
No, he didn't.
Shoots him in the face and kicks him on the way out.
No, he didn't.
It was close to that. And so
Clark is just walking down the street, minding his own business.
Well, he starts off, he's looking down.
He looks like he's about to be sick.
I swear to God, I thought he was walking around. I swear I thought he had an ice cream. Like a
we
popsicle.
even backed it up just to see what he was doing.
Oh, he's just like, la la la, I love ice cream. And then Luthor comes right out. He's like, hey, Lex, how are you, buddy? And he shoves him through a glass
He's so
window.
happy to see Lex.
There's my friend Lex. Not realizing
Hey,
Lex has a backpack, cash flying out, a gun in his hand, and is booking it out of a bank. And Clark's like, none of this is suspicious. This is my buddy Lex. I've known him all of 3 episodes. What's the problem here? And then he just gets shoved through glass. And then Clark's like, what? And he, for some reason, glass activates his X-ray vision. You know, that's
maybe hitting his head activated the X-ray.
Maybe, you know, but they don't. That's why they call him Mr. Glass.
I'm leaving.
Wait, does it do it here?
Did it? I think it did.
He's like, ugh. And then
it showed the X-ray.
No, yeah, does it? I think it then follows Lizzie all the way to
her
to her mom, and her mom comes barreling in. She's like, Lizzie,
don't you this money? You told me you wouldn't do it anymore.
And she's like, shut up, Mom, and pushes her down a flight of steps. She goes up and down these steps.
Also, you can hear the bones crunch.
And she's like, Mom, are you okay?
Mom.
And then she's dead. And then Lizzie looks in the mirror
broken mirror,
sees all the cracks.
And she was trying to call 911, and then she decides to not follow
Never
through.
mind, everything's okay.
It's okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Somebody save me.
And I made a discovery about the opening credits. Why did you do itty bitty voice?
Oh, so yeah, Maggie discovered something though for the credits.
So when they show Tom Welling, you know, they show like starring Tom Welling, he's there, and then they try to make it look like he speeds off screen, but actually they shrink him.
Well, it's the footage from the pilot when he's trying to get the bus. But like everybody else in the opening credits just crossfades. They're like fade up, here's the character, fade out, right? And so, but for some reason for Tom Welling, they're like, oh, let's have him speed away. It's like shrinks. I've never paid attention to it.
I was like, wait. I was like, they made him look like he sped away. And Matt's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And back it up and look at it. It's ridiculous.
It kind of looks like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like that kind of thing. So, let's see. I swear to God, I thought Clark was walking down the street with a popsicle. Maggie barfs, then yells Animorphs. Why'd you yell Animorphs? Because she morphed?
Because of how it showed her morphing, it reminded me of the book covers from Animorphs. You know how it just slowly does it, which that's what they do with her.
Yeah.
It like you could hear everything moving, and I thought that was really weird.
It was kind of gross. Oh yeah, and she said her mom, back up before she fell down the stairs. Her mom's like, nobody's life is perfect, Tina.
Lana's is. Barf.
I think maybe that's why you barfed.
That's why.
Yeah, and then she kills her mom. She just kicks her down the steps. We already covered that. Somebody save me. And then so we open up on the old Kent farm, right? It's breakfast time. And Clark's pulled in the paper. He's got a jug of milk.
Jar of milk?
He's got a jar to pour the jug of milk into, right? He's like, did you guys see the paper today? And Lex, or not Lex, but Jonathan Kent is like, I always knew those Luthor boys were up to no good. Them Luthor boys are back at it again.
Well, guess who shows up? But Lex.
He's like, I swear it wasn't me, guys. Now, I can't really make fun of Uncle Rosenbaum because he does great in this.
He says, I have an alibi. I was at a reception with over blah, 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 many people there. That was not me, and I'm going to prove it.
Yeah. And he says, Clark, I swear to God.
And Clark,
if you tell anybody.
Well, and he was like, Clark's like, why are you here, Lex? Lex is like, well, you're one of the main witnesses.
And he says, I swear, Clark, I'm not a criminal mastermind.
Wink.
Right. You know, remember, nudge.
Remember, he makes the tea.
What?
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember what I said?
Yeah.
He lets it brood.
But is that the tea? Him saying he's not a criminal mastermind? And Clark's like, yeah, a real mastermind would have wore a mask. And he's like, showtime. And he speeds out. And so then we move on to Lana cleaning out the garage. No, Clark goes to school.
They go to school.
And he's like, they're like, Clark, climb this rope. He's like, oh, gee, okay. And he starts climbing this rope.
Him and Pete's climbing up these ropes, and the gym teacher's like, if Pete beats you, you got to do something, Clark. I can't remember what it was.
Probably laps or something.
And I feel bad for Clark right here, because that would be scary. Your x-ray vision just kicks in. All of a sudden, you see your best friend's, like, facial muscles.
So, hard pause right here, okay? I remember watching Angel and Buffy at this time, okay? And there was a preview for Smallville. And so, you know, obviously, like, Roswell was around the same time. And so I remember, yeah. I think it was. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it was still on. So I was watching it. There was a preview for Smallville, right? It may have been on the Kids WB, now that I'm thinking about it. I may have been watching Superman the Animated Series. I digress. And so they show this clip in the commercials, in the promos for the Smallville, like brand new show, and it's like, who are you, man or Superman? And like Lana's on a horse, right? And then they show this shot of totally out of context of Pete, and like then you just see his skeletal system, right? And like all his nerves and muscles and stuff. And the way it was cut, and I'm just an idiot, so that's why this happened, but I thought he was an alien. I thought that was the thing, was like, Clark can see that he's an alien.
Oh.
And so, like, when I finally watched Smallville, the whole time I'm waiting for the reveal that Pete's an alien. Like, even after watching this episode, like, yeah, one of these episodes, this whole Pete guy's going to pay off. And he doesn't. So, unpause. Clark gets a headache. And then he falls and hits the ground like, Kent, you okay? Go run a lap. And he's like, sorry, coach. And then he's like, what? And he sees the girls' locker room. Every guy's dream, right, fellas? Right, fellas? I'm joking, obviously. It's stupid and problematic. So then Clark's like looking through it, and who should he see getting undressed in there but his old lady Lana, let me tell you. And Lana is like changing, and then we cut back to Clark, and he's got the biggest G. Willikers grin on his face. You'd think he got punched in the mouth by a bumblebee, but he didn't. He's just seeing things for the first time. Let the boy live. It was an accident, okay? But it's still problematic and you shouldn't do it. If you have x-ray vision, you should seek help. People are out to reach you. So then we move on. Clark goes home. And then he's like, I can see through things now.
And how can I control it?
And they're like, Clark, you just try thinking of it like a telescope. And it's like,
focus in on it.
It's like Martha and Jonathan. Listen, I love you both, okay? Kind of. I love Martha. But it's like, you don't know what you're talking about with his eyes and the x-ray. You don't know any of this. Get out of here. Get out of here with this crap. What are you talking about? And then Jonathan's like, yeah, you just gotta focus on something small. It's he reaches in his pocket, pulls out something. He's got it right there. He's like, Clark, what's in my hand, son?
Your pocket knife.
That's right. You saw through my hand.
You saw through. No, Dad. I know which pocket you keep your pocket knife in.
And Jonathan backhands him. He's like, you listen here, you sack of crap. You ruined our lives. I should have never let those horses are screaming, Clark! I'm screaming at you, Clark!
Right there it is. I was wondering where he's going to fit
Jonathan
in at.
Punches him in the balls and storms out, right? And so then at some point we end up at Lana's and she's cleaning out her garage, right?
Nell's organizational skills need help. And
Is that just
that's what she says
Wow.
to that chick. I can't remember her name.
Tina.
Tina's like, well,
let's call her Morph.
no, I'm calling her Tina.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hear you say that every time. Like,
Morph.
Stop. Tina's like, I guess you have more time for your unpopular friends.
She's like, Tina, you're popular.
Tina, I thought you was the kind of girl that didn't worry about that kind of stuff.
And Tina's like, Lana, if my mom died, would you think Nell would take care of me? We could be sisters, Lana.
Lana's like, no, nothing bad's gonna happen to your
You're so
mom.
funny, Tina. You're so silly. Nothing's
Tina,
gonna happen.
what happened to you, Tina? High school happened.
Goodbye to you. And so then Tina hops on her skateboard and leaves, right? And so we join Lex. He's downtown, just walking around, like eating a sandwich or something. And he walks past this guy leaning on his car. And he's like, get off my freaking car. And he's like, it's a nice car. Should be a shame if something happened to it, right? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, my name is
Roger
Nixon, no relation. And I'm here to say that you have done some bitty batty things, my friend, and I know about it.
I know it was you that robbed the bank, and that made my newspaper a lot of money. And
he's like, the Inquisitor, that rag, I wouldn't wipe my ass with it.
I've got more dirt on you.
He's like, oh yeah? What's that, Nixon? And Nixon's like, something about something Club Zero. And Lex is like, you better make like a tree and get out of here. And then he hops in his Corvette and speeds off and he throws the sandwich in his face.
And the guy also says, you better pay me $100,000 or within 24 hours and we'll release this
is
story.
Going public. And he's like,
that
that's buried.
And lawsuits take years to go. But before anything happens in court, everybody's going to know about it.
He's like, I'm going to seize the crap factory. And so Lex is like, well, that was supposed to stay buried. And Nixon's like, no, nothing stays buried. And so then that's when Lex speeds off and throws the sandwich out the window. So then we go to school and we see Tina and
Wait, no. Okay, my bad. I'm getting ahead.
We see Tina.
Yeah.
And she's just waiting at the door for Lana. And Clark's like, what's up with this Tina girl? And Chloe and Pete walk in. They're like, Tina's weird. And turn around and leave. And that's their whole contribution so far.
That's their contribution right there.
Like, hey, we'll see you next episode. And so then Whitney's like, oh, geez, here's that Tina freak again. And it's the only time Whitney's ever been right about anything.
Yeah. She's like, I swear that girl follows you everywhere, Lana.
And she's like, no, she doesn't.
And she's like,
Tina's fine. She's harmless.
Hey, Lana, you like my sweater?
Yeah. It looks just like yours. And Whitney's like, yeah, big surprise. And Lana's like, get the out of here, Whitney.
And Tina's like, I bought it from the same store as you.
And look, I've got an emerald necklace just like yours.
I found it in the antique store.
And my mom's leaving. And
no, that doesn't happen yet.
That doesn't happen
No.
yet.
Not yet.
Money's no price. Money's not an option. There's no price. Money.
No.
Something.
No.
Put those words together in the right order.
No, she doesn't make Lana mad yet.
Right. So then Clark and his mom are like, let's go get this stupid lamp, right? And so they're downtown, and Clark's like looking around. He's like, oh, what? And he sees that one woman walk by in the jogging suit, and he's like, hey. And then they go in there, and Martha's like, oh, hey, you dropped this money here. And she's like, I'm such an airhead. And it's because Tina's mom is dead, right? And so Tina's pretending to be her mom. What?
I feel like we skipped something.
No. There's a lot that I didn't write anything down about. It's like from here to here, there's like 20 minutes of episode.
Strange look on my face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Martha's like, well, you don't need to leave all that money laying around. And she's like, oh, I'm stupid.
I'm such an airhead.
Yeah. And so Martha's like, well, I'm going to leave. And, she's like, okay, bye. I don't know.
What? No, she goes in and asks about a lamp that Tina's mom was supposed to restore. And Matt goes, who restores lamps?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lamp. Buy a new one. Jeez.
Matt, if it's antique.
Antique.
No.
Old is old, okay?
Yeah, and like so... you.
How rude. And so then Martha walks out and Clark's going, and Martha's like, oh, did it happen again, son? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, let's get you home. And so they go home and she pours him a big jug of milk. She's like, you need to drink. You become a good boy, okay?
No. No, while Tina is shapeshifted into her mom, she steals Martha's truck keys.
Yeah.
And Clark does have an attack while outside, I think. Right?
Yeah. Well, no, Clark tries to run her over with the truck.
No.
I mean, that happens.
I know it happens, but it's not Clark. It's Tina as Clark. I mean,
it's Tina as Clark. She morphs. Okay, morphs into Clark. Tries to run over Martha. Martha's like, oh, Jesus, and like dives.
And then Clark shows up out of nowhere. And he's like, are you okay, Mom? And she said, that wasn't you in the truck. And he's like, no.
And then they leave. And then they show up at the farm, and Martha's got a jug of milk. And it's like, let's all have a glass of milk.
Stop with the milk joke. You've already done it enough. It's already happened enough now.
So they're all sat around the table with their milk. And she's like, Jonathan, I don't know what happened, but Tina's mom has acted really weird. And Clark was there, and he thought he saw Tina go in, and he saw the skeleton. But then when he went in, she wasn't there. And she's like, you must be mistaken. My daughter has never been here ever in her life. And Clark's like, all right, well, I'm going to go outside and get some ice cream. And so then they're back at home with Jonathan, and he's like, oh, so Tina's mom is acting weird. And Clark saw the same skeleton.
Yeah. So what do we do? Should we let the authorities know? No, because how would Clark know?
Jonathan's like, I think
there's not enough evidence.
Yeah. He's like, there's not enough evidence. I say we all finish our milk and go to bed. So
the next time you make a joke about the milk, I'm going to punch you right here.
Okay, that's fine. So the next day,
I'm keeping my hand.
Clark and Pete. I'm not. It's only when they're at home. Okay?
No.
It doesn't happen.
No more. It's getting old.
So then,
like you.
Clark and Pete go to Tina's mom's antique shop, right? And like, yeah,
No, because Clark, how they get the cops involved. Clark uses.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Pete and Clark go there, and Clark sees the dead body in the case, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is awful. She's dead, Clark. This is the second time we found a dead body. We gotta call the cops."
I could get you quit.
And so then something happens. No way. Tina's the locker has the money in it. Man, this episode really left an impression on it. All right.
Gosh, and I'm trying to help.
Anyway, so Tina starts dressing up like Lana. And then she steals Whitney's jacket. No, we're skipping through this, okay?
No, because Clark keeps on staring at her the whole entire time.
Okay, so we're at school. Clark is staring at Tina because he thinks that she might be the person.
And he stares into her locker and she
finds the money.
And he finds out that there's the money. That's how they get the cops involved.
Yes.
And while Clark is staring at her locker, I think it's so funny. She goes, "What's your glitch, Clark?" And Clark says nothing.
He goes, and
walks away.
He just leaves. And then he
goes home.
He goes home.
And that's what he tells his parents what he saw.
Yes.
And that's when they decide to call the cops.
Yes.
As the cops start showing up.
And then Lana goes to Chloe and is like, "Hey, can you help me find my mom's speech at graduation?" Because she talked about...
I found the real truth about my mom. My mom
Nell,
felt
you lied to me.
Same way I did as I feel right now. My mom didn't lead a perfect life.
And Nell's like, "Well, what would you have me do? Lana, you want me to tell you your mom was effing miserable?"
Yeah?
There it is. She's like, "Well, she was, and she died, and she regretted having you. There, you happy now? You happy, Lana? And you know what? That's not even the rock that hit your parents. That's been a lie, too." So then they...
But we saw it.
No, it's different. It was from a different rock. She just said it was from the same rock, right? It hit old Jimmy John down at the sub shack. So then Clark and Pete go and they discover the dead body, right? Because Chloe's helping Lana, and then it's like getting turned down by the National Inquisitor, right? And Tina can tell stuff's about to go down. So what does she do? Dresses like Lana, goes and gets Whitney's jacket, right? And Whitney's like, She's like, I could get used to this.
It's the new me.
And then she morphs back into Tina and is like, huh? So at this point, I'm not sure if Tina wants to be with Lana or be Lana. And that's when it dawns on me, this is single white female. That's all this episode is. It's single white female, but with superpowers. So then Lana's at the grave of her dead parents, as one does, right? Mm-hmm. All right, well, Tina actually goes to Clark's farm and pushes Clark, and like he's like, "Oh yeah, she's got superpowers too. She's also really strong."
Apparently, how she gets charged up, she can push a whole full man through.
It's about her bones. Her bones being strong.
Oh yeah, because when she was a child, she had a disease that caused her bones to be soft, and when the meteor hit, she all of a sudden got better. That's why when Clark sees her X-ray, she's got a green glow around her bones.
And he's like, if only she had been drinking milk, she could have had strong bones. I didn't say anything about them drinking milk.
No, you said milk, though.
I can't say the word milk?
Nope.
Jeez, tough room. So then Lana's at her parents' grave.
Drinking milk.
That doesn't make sense. Lana doesn't drink milk, Maggie. God, stay with the program. And Whitney comes strolling in.
Drinking milk.
And Lana's like, "Oh, hey, Whitney." And Whitney's like,
"Burp, I'm drinking all the milk."
And Whitney's like, "What are you doing, Lana?" And Lana's like, "Just talking to my mom."
Talking to my parents. And Whitney goes, "They're dead, Lana." Like, dang, man, you're going hardcore. But then you realize, oh wait, Whitney gave his jacket to Tina.
We all knew. We didn't. There was not realizing anything. We knew this was Tina from the get-go, right? The dead Lana. They're dead,
Lana. They're never coming back, Lana.
And then she's like, "Why are you talking like that?" And then Tina turns back into Tina.
Animorphs.
And it's like, why did you dress up like Whitney in the first place? If you were just
dramatic effect.
I guess, right?
And she's like, and now you can join them. And I am
you can be dead too.
Be you, and I'm going to live your perfect life.
And then we probably cut away, and then we probably cut back, and now Clark's there, and he's like, Tina, what'd you do? Or wait, and he thinks it's Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney, what did you do? Where's Lana?
Yeah. And then Tina's like, she takes off the jacket. She's Whitney, but she takes off the jacket, and what's in the jacket? The necklace. And she throws it away. Now Clark's got his old strong bones. That spinach is back.
Stomach virus anymore.
Yeah, and so then he like punches her into like a
tree.
Yeah.
No, tombstones. They punch each other into tombstones everywhere.
Yeah. And then
Matt's like, did somebody from Buffy work on this?
It did. It looked a lot like Buffy. It looked a lot like it. And then he sees Lana's asleep in a mausoleum, and so he's like, "Oh, Lana!" Punches and pulls her out. And then we go to Lex's at some point. This happened, but he's got the money on the coffee table, right? And old Nixon walks in, and he's like, "Hey, you got my money?" He's like, "Yeah, I supplied the bag too." And he's like very animated in this, and I love it. And then he's like, "By the way, if you leave, I'm gonna ruin your brother's life because he's the one that pulled the reports
because he works at juvenile court, and also, I'm gonna make you disappear off the face of this planet. You will not have a social security number, a driver's license. You will not exist. I will make your life a living heck.
Yes,
and also your family will suffer."
And then he's like, go ahead, check your bank accounts if your cell phone's already been cut off.
Call your bank at 9:00 at night.
And then he's like, what'd you do? And he's like, yeah, well, now you're working for me. Welcome to Smallville, B. So then
I want you working for me because my dad loves the Daily Bugle more than anything. And
Daily Planet?
Or Daily Planet. My bad. Daily Bugle. My bad.
It's okay.
Man.
You're fine. All right. And so then he's like, well, what am I going to be working on? We take a stroll. We turn on a couple of lights. And what shall we see? The Porsche is sitting there. And old Nixon's like, how are you alive? And he's like, what happened to your car, dude?
Yeah, drove 60 miles per hour off of a bridge.
He's like, how are you still alive? He's like, that's what you're going to find out. Bum, bum, bum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season 1 story arc of Smallville. All right, we're going to find out what happened to Lex and how he survived, even though we as the audience already know this. But we're going to spend the next 18 episodes trying to see if Lex can figure it out for himself. So then at some point, Lex went full Lex.
He already went full Lex.
And then Clark's talking to Lana, and he's talking about her mom. This happened way earlier, but she's like, it feels like she can see right through me. And then, man, if you could see. Okay, so then, Lana's back home, and Whitney walks, and he's like, Lana, you okay? And he's like, yeah, come on. And then they go inside,
and Clark can see through the door.
And he sees Whitney getting his grubby hands all over Lana. And he's like, Mama.
No.
What?
No. Don't you dare do that.
What? If you could see through anything, what would you do? Martha says,
I'd learn to close my eyes.
Boom, mic drop, right? They both slam a couple of cans of milk and they stroll out of there. And that's it. That's the end of the episode.
Everybody gets together and clangs their jars of milk together.
Milk.
I have no clue where the
then Lana
joke
randomly gets the tape of her mom's speech and sits in a truck while training and plays it. And it's like, oh yeah, well, there it is. I wonder if that'll turn into anything. All right.
Is there a secret message in the graduation speech?
Yes. If you play it backwards, it says, neep, norp, neep, boop.
That means I love you?
Oh, God. All right, let's talk about the freak of the week.
Major Funky.
All right. Tina Greer, a.k.a. Flana, is what I have here. She is a shapeshifter, and she has super strength.
Good for her.
Did I say I call her Flana?
Yeah.
Did I say why I call her Flana?
No, you didn't say why.
She's fake Lana. We could also call her Morph. I'm open. I'm open to whatever.
Just call her Tina.
Because everybody has,
Tina, you
everybody has a name. What is that? What was that from?
You're gonna roll your eyes.
Oh, jeez.
So hard to the back of your head because you hate this movie.
Oh, God. Is it Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes.
God. Even though Mac is in it, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. So Freak of the Week's Tina, a.k.a. Flana, a.k.a. Morph. So far, our current rankings of Freak of the Weeks. Okay, at number 1, we've got Coach. At number 2, we got Freakazoid. At number 3, we got Bug Boy. Where do you want to put Tina, a.k.a. Flana, a.k.a. Morph?
I'll be honest, I want to put her at number 2.
Above Freakazoid, but below Coach.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're not following me?
Nah, I'm with you. That's about what I was thinking.
I like Coach. He was fiery.
I like him because I'm a big fan of the Wonder Years. Well, when we talk about the next
yelling
episode,
at everybody and catching crap on fire, and everybody's like, and like nobody doesn't care that anything's on fire.
It's true. Even Principal Quan. He's like, whatever, dude. I'm getting out of here.
Principal Quan in this episode.
I mean, he recurs. He's not in every episode. New segment alert. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Puberty, but it's superpowers.
Yep. Big change.
Oh, man.
So, in this segment, we cover all the new superpowers Clark learns. And that's the key about Smallville, okay? If Buffy was about you're in high school facing your demons, right? Well, guess what? What if the demons were actual demons, okay? So that's what Buffy was. If that's what Buffy was, Smallville is what if puberty was superpowers, all right? So, you got chest hair growing, you got x-ray vision. It's all part of the same thing, right? You got some changes going on. So, in this episode, Clark learns x-ray vision. Is there any... I have no idea where this segment goes.
No clue where this
I guess
is going.
I was going to ask, is there any correlation? Like, what do you think x-ray
Unless
vision...
you're like losing your vision secretly.
No, I mean,
I
like,
don't know.
what does x-ray vision correlate to with puberty?
I thought you was gonna ask, how did Martha and Jonathan make this superpower out to be like going through puberty? But they did not this time. They actually tried to legit help him. With this
No.
power.
This is. I want to know in the real world what puberty correlates with x-ray vision.
But
Now, see,
what puberty? I hope you replay yourself asking this question. What puberty?
I'm crying.
No, like you should say what kind of, not necessarily side effect. What kind of effect
Yes.
does
I mean,
puberty?
there's-
What kind of
Trust me, okay? In future episodes, there are straight correlations
Okay.
between
I believe
the
you.
superpower and puberty, okay?
Well, the only thing I could think of is somebody losing their eyes.
Like, you gotta get glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe whenever you go through puberty, you gotta get some glasses. That happens to people.
There you go. All right.
Or maybe you have a hard time seeing who your true self is.
Oh. There it is. There it is.
What
Learning
puberty?
learning how to see the true people's self. Seen through the masks we wear.
Through what puberty?
All right. Next up, no flights, no tights. Did they break the rule this week? Maggie, did they break the rule this week?
I saw no tights. I saw no flights.
I did when he looked into the ladies' locker room. Bum. You know, like
Yeah,
leggings.
come on. Now, you saw leggings?
I guess. I'm assuming.
You saw leggings?
I guess. I didn't realize. Clark's the one doing it. It's not me.
You're
He's
the one looking.
going through his puberty.
Apparently,
okay?
there's a pair of leggings.
I
in
don't
there.
know. I'm just assuming. Right? I mean, maybe they just got out of gymnastics.
Please say the word.
I don't prefer to call it
Please.
gymnastics. Okay?
Okay.
This is gymnastics. Because
No.
we are good people.
No, that's not how you say it.
It's the opposite. Okay? It's from the
You
movie
said-
Stick It. She says, this is gymnastics, not gymnastics.
There it is.
Right? Yeah. So that's for Stick It. There you go.
Okay.
Did
There
they
were
break the
no
rule? Did they break the
flights.
rule?
There were no flights. There were no tights. So no, they did
Okay.
not break the rule.
They did not break the rule.
God.
DCU references, part of a bigger world. They just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
Mr. Anderson. Lex says, I promise I'm not a criminal mastermind. Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Tina wants to move to Metropolis.
Because of Lana.
Clark learns X-ray vision. Special fact, did you know that Superman has X-ray vision in DC Comics?
Oh, no.
All right. Last but not least, this is a good one. The Talon mix.
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero!
That's the most pitiful reviews.
So I'm not gonna lie. There wasn't really any. There wasn't some
this-
bangers that hit us.
No, it wasn't lit this week.
Yeah.
Last week it was lit. This week it's not.
Yeah, literal. It was so lit it was on fire. This week we had, I don't know if you know this, movies, Alien Ant Farm. That was playing when Lex robbed the bank and punched Clark through a window. Ooh La La by the Wise Guys was playing when Clark x-rayed at school.
What's your glitch?
Breathe You In by Stabbing Westward. Stabbing Westward. Get it? Analysis by the Cranberries. Hey, they can't all be bangers. Okay.
Okay.
I have that. I have that right. To say they can't all be bangers.
They should be.
They should all be bangers.
Because of the time period we're in, Matt. They should all be
Don't get me wrong.
bangers.
Should they have played Dido? I won't go down with it.
They will later.
Or when they will later. Or when Lana's listening to the thing, you know, should have been like, "Tis not go on, Dear Slim." I like it. They start playing Stan. It's not even. Lana's actually super into Eminem.
gosh.
It's bizarre. Or even like go emo with it. Like Linkin Park in there. You know what I mean?
I wanna
Like,
feel-
Lana's listening to this like crawling in my skin.
Well.
That would have worked perfectly. The impression that I get is that what you? Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well.
Have you ever been close to tragedy? You've been close to folks who have. Have you ever felt the pain so powerful, so heavy you collapse? No. Well. There's a TikTok. You should watch it. All right. Next time on Smallville, episode 5, titled "Cool."
Just cool.
I know we're cool.
That means ice.
Ice, dentine ice. Remember those? Now it's called Cool. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Is it good? Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those. I would say it's on par with X-Ray.
Okay.
I would say it's on par with that. Right? It's one of those where it's just like, really? It's fine. There's some better episodes. I will go. I'll give you a hint, though. Not a hint. I'll give you a little tease. Chloe plays a bigger part in the next episode.
Okay.
So that's always fun. But yeah, that's it. That's, ladies and gentlemen, we went to Smallville. We were going back to Smallville. We drove a Mack truck straight through it. Everybody was clicking their milk glasses at one point.
And all the horses were screaming in the background. We learned about what? Puberty?
Oh man, if you can remember,
the
next time we do the same, because we only do it when there's a new superpower. So I mean, it could be years before we do this again. You know, I don't know. I don't remember how often Clark learns new powers, but it could be a while. So,
what puberty?
If you remember that and you reference this,
I've said it enough. I'll remember it.
I will give you $1 on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
Shameless.
And you'll get at least 70 cents of that. It's they processing and stuff. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us. We hope you enjoyed this one. It is a little more off the rails than normal. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's probably par for the course, to be completely honest.
I'm keeping notes next time.
Yeah, mine were not. I didn't do good.
I was reading them. I was like, none of this is connecting in the right places. I guess the screaming horses got to match.
They always do.
And what puberty?
They did, Lana. I love the like 4 different ways people pronounce Lana in this episode.
Lana.
But Tina's the one being Lana. Or not being Lana, but saying Lana. I mean, it's different actors, obviously, because they're playing Tina saying it, so it makes no sense for Tina's mom being portrayed by Tina to pronounce Lana different than the way Tina says it.
And then Whitney doesn't say Lana the way he said it.
I think it says Lana.
Lana, but
Their dad, Lana.
Yeah, and he doesn't say it like that.
No, he doesn't.
So he does.
I think he was trying to be more like Tina, and all he saw was Tina's
like,
mom's performance.
So Tina just likes all the different ways Lana is pronounced.
I don't know,
because Tina is Tina. That stupid fat word.
See us, Lapidus, Maggie. Let's get out of here. Okay, are we done? Can we close this episode out, please?
Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Going Back to Smallville. Thanks for watching. Definitely, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, ring a bell. You can follow us on all the things. Rate us on podcasts, because that's the thing you can do also. So, hey, and if you're on Patreon, you get to enjoy an extended version of this. I'll be honest with you. It might be worth it. You should go find out. Alright, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for watching, and as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.